All right, we should be good. We should be live. What's up, everybody? We got a little 5-game slate for tonight. Not too much news to talk about for today. There hasn't been really much that's changed since I, made my video last night. Since I, took a look at this slate. Still waiting on a couple question marks. Like I think one of the, kind of the bigger ones that we're kind of waiting on are the Clippers. We did get word that both Marcus Morris and Nicholas Batum are questionable for the Clippers. So like that's something that could maybe impact the slate. Right now, there isn't much value today. So, like, if Morris and Batum both get ruled out, I think there'd be more minutes for a guy like Robert Covington, Luke Kennard. These are guys that I don't think offer a ton of upside, but with this slate how it is, there's, like I said, not a ton of paydown options. So, kind of be interested in those guys as value options if Morris and or Batum sit. And that's, like, all the news for today. I mean, it's been a quiet news day. Zach LaVine's probable. He's expected to play. Giannis is probable, expected to play. Bojan, we got word he's expected to be back, so Gallo's questionable, but I don't think that has too much of an impact. So that's all we got for today. Not much news. If you guys have any questions, you can throw those in chat, and we'll kind of answer questions, talk through the slate. We'll be live for about 20-25 minutes, so I appreciate you guys tuning into the stream always. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Hit that subscribe button as well. Let's try and win some money tonight, boys. Let's try and win some money. Joshua asks, Vucevic or Gobert? I would take Rudy Gobert straight up. Is Mitchell a good play since I got Rudy and Westbrook? I think if you're playing Gobert and Westbrook, if you want to play Mitchell too, I think that's fine. My approach for that Lakers game is just to play the game to stay close. And if it does, I think there's a lot of guys that could do well. Because I think there are some decent value plays on the Lakers. If this game stays close, I think we're getting like 35, 36 minutes from Malik Monk. And he's shown a lot of upside when LeBron's been out. We should get pretty good minutes from Carmelo off the bench. Winning Gabriel, it was announced that he's starting. So Winning Gabriel's starting, like he's in play for value. Stanley Johnson's been playing well. He's going to be pretty popular. And like that's a guy that I don't really want to play as chalk. But like I think there's some good value on the Lakers today. It's just, can they keep this game close? Can we see full minutes from these guys? If the game stays close, I think this could be a game that, has a lot of guys do well in it. So if you want to stack up the game, that's kind of how I'm approaching things. If you want to stack the game up, I think it's fine. Because obviously it's, a great spot for Donovan Mitchell. It's a great spot for Rudy Gobert, with how bad this Lakers defense has been. Playing Westbrook and George is my two spin ups tonight. This is probably gonna end bad. I'm taking the Westbrook risk as well. Right now, Westbrook's actually not really projected for much ownership, which I kind of like. Because I think Westbrook does carry some risk. If the game blows out, he's probably not going to get there. But I think Westbrook does have a big ceiling if this game can stay close. Just because with his usage that he gets without LeBron and AD, he can put up a triple-double here if he plays his full minutes. And even last game, he didn't even play his full minutes, and he still had like 44 Draftkings points or something. So I really like Westbrook tonight, and I'm gonna die on that hill, I guess. It doesn't seem like Westbrook's gonna be too popular, which I'm fine with. And then Paul George, Paul George, he looked great in his first game back. He's another guy that's not really projecting for any ownership, so you're going to get both those studs at fairly low ownership, I'll say. So I think it's fine to do that, Chandler. Won $300 because of your insights on prize picks. Thanks again, Noah. Much love from Canada. Hey, love to hear that, my man. Love to hear that. Let's go. Yeah, we went 3-1 on our prize picks plays yesterday that we gave out on YouTube. So hopefully today, we got 4 plays for today. Hopefully we can hit all 4 of those. Kevin Love cost us the sweep yesterday, sadly. Any Gabriel love? I think with Winning Gabriel starting, he is in play for me. I'm interested to see what their starting lineup is because last game the Lakers they started Westbrook, Monk, Reeves, I think Johnson, and Dwight Howard, but Austin Reeves didn't even play in the second half. I think Dwight Howard played 5 minutes, so it'll be interesting to see what their starting lineup is. If Gabriel starts at center, that, it's a tough matchup against Gobert, but Gabriel's minutes would be pretty good, I think, if he starts at center. After what they did last game, it really seems like they don't want to play Dwight Howard much at all. They might have to in this matchup against Gobert, but I think with Gabriel starting, he's in play. When player not in your core but is in your lineup? Let's see. So right now, I mean, Giannis is not a core play for me, but I do have Giannis in my lineup. I can say that. When I give out the core plays on Patreon, I try and leave enough salary for you guys so that if you want to build around the core, you'll have salary to do so. So So that's one of the reasons I didn't put Giannis in the core plays, just because if I would have put Giannis in the core plays, it would have left like, I don't know how much salary per player, but not really that much. But I was able to build a lineup I liked with Giannis, with the core in it. So big wins yesterday. Keep it rolling into Friday. Hey, Dirty Dan, let's go. Let's go. What's up, Noah? Who you got on the finals this year? For the finals, man, God, I think the Suns are going to make it to the finals again. Like, I think they're the best team in the West. I think it's going to be like Suns and Heat, or Suns. If the Heat can get rolling again, obviously the Heat have been playing really bad lately, but I think Suns and Heat, like, those are the two teams I like to make the finals. I'm a Lakers fan. I want to see hopefully the Lakers can get healthy. It seems like LeBron and AD are going to play tomorrow. So, like, the Lakers, look, I know they've been complete shit this year, but I never doubt out the Lakers. Never doubt out LeBron. I'll just say that. But yeah, the Lakers not even close to being the favorites. I think it's going to be Suns and Heat. That's my pick, I guess. But we'll see, man. Should be the finals this year and just the playoffs in general. The playoffs are going to be so good because, like, there's so many good teams this year. Like this. There's not one team that's just going to run away with it. Like, there's so many teams that could win, that have a chance to win. You got Boston, Brooklyn, Philly, Milwaukee, Miami. I mean, there's just so many good teams. And on the West, you got Utah, Phoenix. I don't want to say the Lakers, but you got the Lakers. You got, let's see, I'm trying to think of all the teams. You guys know. I mean, there's a lot of teams that could win it this year. Whereas, 3 or 4 years ago, it used to be Warriors and Cavs every single year. Kelly Olynyk or Lamar Stevens? I would probably take Kelly Olynyk there. Thoughts on Lopez? I think Brook Lopez is in play. Like I said, there's not much value, so Brook Lopez we're probably going to get like 25, 30 minutes from. His minutes have been pretty solid. They've really cut back the minutes on Bobby Portis, and they've been playing Brook Lopez more, so... Yeah, if we get 28, 30 minutes from Brook Lopez at 3,900 in a game with a 242 total, yeah, I think Brook Lopez is for sure in play today. Thoughts on Capella tonight? I kind of like Capella. I like the matchup against Cleveland. Like, Cleveland's a team we normally wouldn't attack, but without Jared Allen and without Evan Mobley, their defense has not been nearly as good, and especially against bigs. Like, I think this is a spot where Capella could really dominate. We saw Dwight Powell have a pretty good game yesterday in pretty limited minutes against Moses Brown. Like, I think Capella should dominate Moses Brown, so I really like Capella today. I think he's a pretty good low-owned option. I took his over on points on Prize Picks. I feel pretty good about him going, hitting his points prop, and I think he'll have a good game. I do like Capella. LeVert or Monk? I would take LeVert straight up, but I think both those guys are good plays today. Noah, my God, thanks for the input. Let's get it tonight. Hey, Galvin, my man, let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Moses Brown? I think Moses Brown is fine. I didn't have much interest in Moses Brown yesterday, because it was an 11-game slate. Today we only have 5 games, and there's just not as much value. And Moses Brown did play like 21 minutes yesterday, and he was productive. He had 22 DK points. So, yeah, if we get like 22, 24 minutes from Moses Brown on this slate specifically, I think it's fine. But yesterday there were just other value plays I preferred over Moses Brown. Garland or Trae Young? So I guess, on FanDuel they're really closely priced. Ooh, that's close. I mean, I think it's still a good spot for Trae against this Cleveland team. Like I said, Cleveland's defense just not nearly as good without Mobley and Allen. I think straight up I would take Trae, but that's really close. How do you feel about DeAndre Hunter? I mean, if Bogdan and Gallo both sit, then I think DeAndre Hunter becomes kind of interesting. But, like, if Bogdan and Gallo are in, then I'm not. DeAndre Hunter's a guy I really never play. He wouldn't stand out to me on this slate. I would only have interest in him if Bogdan sits and if Gallo sits. Lopez or Moses Brown? I think Lopez I would take straight up just because I think he plays more minutes. So I would give the edge to Lopez. Westbrook or George? I think Westbrook carries more risk just because that game has so much blowout potential. But if you want to take the risk on Westbrook and hope the game stays close like I'm doing, I think it's fine, Ryan. But Paul George might be the safer play just because... he played 31 minutes in his first game back. He should play normal minutes tonight, and obviously that Clippers game is a lot more likely to be competitive. But I really like Westbrook's upside if the game could stay close. Trade going hard tonight. I said it here, Noah. Hey, I'll remember that, Jimmy. I'll remember that. I mean, I think it is a good spot for Trey. Like I said, Cleveland's defense without Mobley and Allen, I don't think it's nearly as good. I got the Nuggets to win it all. Man, I'm a big Jokic fan, but I just don't see the Nuggets. The Nuggets, with how they're built right now, like not fully healthy, I just don't think they have enough firepower to win a championship. But you get, Jamal Murray healthy, you get Michael Porter Jr. healthy, and you never know. I think Jamal Murray is supposed to be returned at some point, is what they said. I thought. I don't think MPJ. I don't think he's going to play this season though. You still like Capella if Gallinari plays? I think Capella would still be viable just because with John Collins still out. I think that secures Capella for 28-30 minutes. And against this Cleveland team, without Mobley, without Allen, going up against Moses Brown, yeah, I think Capella can have a good game here. Westbrook or Garland? I think Garland's probably the safer play. How would you rank Giannis, Embiid, and KD? I would probably rank them in that order. Giannis number 1, then then Embiid, then KD. Westbrook or Cade? Give me Westbrook. Okoro or Royce? Yeah, it's this slate, you're having to decide between Isaac Okoro and Royce O'Neal. Like, that's kind of what we're dealing with because there's just not much value. I think I'd straight up take Royce, but Terrence, I think it's close between those guys. Neither one offer much upside, but both are going to play a lot of minutes, so I would give the edge to Royce. Monk and Gabriel or Capella and Stevens? Give me Monk and Gabriel. Mavs to the finals? Yeah, that's something I don't see either. I mean, the Mavs have been good this year, but I don't know. Like, I really feel like once they get up against like the top teams, I mean, what can Luka do before he just like, I don't know, before he gives out? How much can Luka do for them before they just don't have enough? Like, I think once they get up against those like really good teams, like, the Suns, the Jazz, like I just think those teams are they can stop Luka. They can prevent him from just killing him. Thoughts on Bojan? I'm not super high on Bojan in his first game back. I think he'll probably be on a minutes limit. He hasn't played in a while. The matchup against the Lakers is good, but I'm expecting Bojan to be limited, so yeah, I'm not super high on him. Brooklyn versus the Suns, I could see that as well. With Kyrie and KD healthy, Brooklyn is, even though Brooklyn's like, what, the 6 seed or 7 seed or 8 seed right now, like they're still one of the best teams in the East, I think. Who knows if Ben Simmons will play? We'll see, but yeah, Brooklyn's another team you just can't count out. You can't count out Brooklyn. You think for tomorrow, Houston versus Kings is the best game to attack again? I'll be honest, Rodney, haven't even looked at tomorrow's slate. I don't usually look at the next day's slate until like later tonight after all the games are over. But I did just see that Memphis is like sitting everyone tomorrow. So Steven Adams is doubtful, Desmond Bane is doubtful, Triple J is doubtful, and Tyus Jones is doubtful for the Grizzlies tomorrow. So there's going to be massive amounts of value on the Grizzlies, I'll say that, most likely. I doubt DraftKings is going to price anyone up. Favorite paydown at center other than Gabriel? It's probably Brook Lopez. I think if you're looking for a cheap center, you're either going to Gabriel, Lopez, or like Moses Brown, one of those three. Pat will get more minutes. You like him? Pat Connaughton? I mean, I think Pat Connaughton's just like, or Pat Will? You talking about Pat Williams? I mean, Patrick Williams, they've been kind of limiting him. And like, I just don't know if he's going to play enough minutes to be DFS relevant. I mean, he got 25 minutes last game, but that's the most he's played since he's come back from injury. He's not even been that great of a point per minute player this season. So like, even if he does play 25 minutes again, I don't think it's really going to matter. Cater Gobert. I think I'd take Gobert, but that's a close one. Thank you, Noah, for coming on every night to help us out. Respect. Hey, appreciate you, Graham. Appreciate you tuning in, my man. Appreciate you being here. I wouldn't come on these streams if nobody showed up. I don't want to sit here and talk to myself the whole stream, so I only show up because you guys, you guys show up and support and ask questions, and I appreciate you. Appreciate you all. Cade for over 6 assists. I'll be honest, that's not a prop that I've looked at for today. Where's Cade at? Let's see. Oh, there it is. His line on PrizePicks is 6.5. I mean, I feel like Cade probably gets 7 assists and goes over that, but like, I don't know if that's one I'm gonna bet personally. I'd be more likely to take like PRA for Cade, just because he can do so much when he's out there. Like, you're not guys like Cade Cunningham and Westbrook, those are guys I like betting on like PRA, just because you're not having to bet on one specific prop for them to hit. Because like Cade can have a huge scoring game one night, he can have a really good rebounding game the next night, he can have a big assist game the next night. I think PRA just kind of combines everything that they're good at. But if you want to take that assist prop, I don't hate it. Thoughts on Okongwu? Probably not going to go there. I know Okongwu played more yesterday, but that was just because it was a blowout. And it was a really good matchup too. Obviously, this matchup against Cleveland is one I'm not scared about, but like he played 28 minutes yesterday. That was all due to blowout. I would expect today you get 30 minutes from Capella and you get 18 minutes from Okongwu. So yeah, not a ton of interest in Okongwu for me, unless like the game blows out again, which shouldn't happen. Kyrie or DeRozan? I would take Kyrie straight up. Stewart or Hartenstein? Really scary matchup for Isaiah Stewart going up against Embiid, but I'd probably take him straight up over Hartenstein. Thoughts on Irving and Durant on the same lineup? I mean, I think if you're playing Kyrie and Durant in the same lineup, you probably want to just be stacking up that game. And that Milwaukee-Brooklyn game, like, if you stack it up, I mean, there's definitely upside there because it's expected to be really high scoring. It's expected to stay close. But I think for Kyrie and Durant to both have a big ceiling game, you're going to need, like, the game to be really, really high scoring, which it could. So maybe if you play Kyrie and Durant, I don't know if you would be able to play Giannis with them, but maybe you play Drew, or maybe you play, like, Middleton. But normally I don't play those guys together, no. Any interest in Kennard for value? We kind of mentioned Kennard at the beginning. I'll be interested to see if Nicholas Batum and or Marcus Morris play, because they're both questionable. If they're both out, that does open up some minutes for Kennard, for Covington. Maybe Coffey plays a little bit. I think Kennard would benefit if those guys are out. So yeah, if Marcus Morris and Batum are out, Kennard would become a viable, cheap option, I think. I play Kevin Love. He drops 13 points. He goes for 30 plus. Dude, Kevin Love is someone that I just haven't gotten right this season. Like, there's been days when Jared Allen gets ruled out and, like, Kevin Love is massive chalk and I don't play him and he crushes. And then yesterday I played Kevin Love and he was terrible. I'm playing Kevin Love again. I'm going back to him. So if he does terrible again, you can all blame me because that's one dude. Like, I haven't gotten a big Kevin Love game all season. It's unreal. And even when, like, Allen's out or Mobley's out, like, I'll play Kevin Love and he'll shit the bed. I don't know why. I never get Kevin Love right. Are you concerned with Drummond's minutes tonight? I'm always concerned with Drummond's minutes because I just don't think they're very secure. I think any game, Steve Nash could just decide to not play Drummond and just go, like, play KD at the 5 or something. This is a matchup where I don't know if they really need Drummond out there going up against Giannis. Brook Lopez is a guy that can stretch the floor, so, like, honestly, that's not the best matchup for Drummond. Because you want Drummond facing guys that are going to be under the basket. You don't want Drummond facing guys that are going to shoot threes. But I still think if Drummond plays 30 minutes like he has been the last 2 games, he's probably going to crush because we know Drummond's a really good point per minute player. We know he's going to probably double-double if he plays 30 minutes. He can block shots. He's got a lot of upside. It's just, 23 minutes, nobody would be surprised if he played that. 22 minutes, like, there's always some uncertainty with those minutes for Drummond. That's the one risk, I think, is just the minutes are never secure for him. Lopez or Moses Brown? I would take Lopez straight up. Any good small forward on Yahoo? Dude, small forward is really bad on Yahoo today. I think, like, Middleton, if you can fit him, I like the most. If you're going, like, to this mid-range, I think Markkanen looks solid. And then if you're looking for a really cheap punt option, I'm kind of into THT. And I know THT barely played last game, but THT is a guy that can be productive when he gets minutes. Obviously, without LeBron and AD, he should be really productive when he's out there. I think THT is a risky option, but I do like him as a small forward option on Yahoo. He's minimum salary. But yeah, man, small forward's really bad on Yahoo today. It's really bad. The safest play is probably just to pay for, like, Middleton if you can get to him. That's probably your best bet. Forward $18 and below. Let's see. I would probably take Kevin Love. If you don't have Kevin Love already, he would be my pick. And I know, like I said, Kevin Love is someone I have not gotten right this season. I'm playing him tonight, so if he shits a bet again, you can all blame me. But I would take Kevin Love there. Yo, what up, Noah? What are some pay-ups you like today? For me, for pay-ups, I think Giannis is kind of the number one priority for me if I can get him. again, there's not much value today. So like if you are playing Giannis, some of the guys you might have to play with Giannis, you're not going to feel great about. But if salary doesn't exist, like Giannis is the guy I want the most. And then probably next would be Embiid, then maybe Trey. But I would definitely say Giannis is number 1 for me. Any interest in Bojan coming off injury? He'll probably be low on Michael, but like I don't think I'm going to go there. I think he might be limited. Like right now, he's not projecting for full minutes. He hasn't played in like 2 or 3 weeks, I want to say. Like when was the last time Bojan played? Let's see. Yeah, it's been since March the 12th, so it's been like 2.5 weeks since the last time Bojan played, and he's coming back from a calf injury. Like calf injuries, those are ones that usually guys are going to be limited. But if it was like a finger injury or a hand, he probably wouldn't be limited. But calf, like anytime it's a leg injury, there's always a chance for a guy to be limited. So not super high on Bojan. Gabriel starting a good value. I think Wenyen Gabriel's in play. Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what the Lakers starting lineup is. Wenyen Gabriel might start at center, which is obviously scary going up against Gobert, but if he starts at center, his production should be good when he's out there. And I think he would play in a blowout too. Like I think his minutes would be good regardless. So I think Wenyen Gabriel's in play. Okay, Bogdan is available to play, so that's as expected. Also my lineup, Mitchell, Clarkson, PG, LeVert, Hernangomez, Hunter, Harris, Durant, Lopez. Well, Hernangomez, Damian, I have zero interest in. With Bojan back, yeah, Hernangomez is out of play for me. Thoughts on Stanley Johnson? Yeah, so right now Stanley Johnson is projected to be pretty popular, which is something that I don't like. Like Stanley Johnson is one of those guys, if he's popular, like I'm just fine not playing him. But right now there's just not much value on this slate, and Stanley Johnson has been good, in the games without LeBron, so I don't hate the play. It scares me that he's chalk. Like anytime Stanley Johnson is chalk, that just seems like something you just don't want to be in on. But I think it's fine. I think he's a fine value. LeVert, PG-13, Kennard, Giannis, Robin. I'm guessing you meant Brook Lopez. LeVert, PG-13, Kennard, Giannis, Lopez, Monk, Stanley Johnson, Drummond. I mean, I like that, Ryan. I think that's solid. Value pick small forward on Yahoo. If I was going cheap at small forward on Yahoo, I'd play THT. Lopez or Howard? Give me Lopez. THT or Gabriel? Gabriel's probably the safer play since he's starting. But man, I think THT, if he gets like 25 minutes, THT can crush because he's a good point per minute player. He's a high usage player. Obviously, he should be really productive without LeBron and AD. It's just that you have no idea how many minutes THT is going to play. He only played 17 last game, and a lot of that came in blowout. So Gabriel's probably the safer play. But we'll have to see what the Lakers starting lineup is. They might change things up tonight. They might start THT for all we know. If THT starts, I would love him, but I'm not confident that happens. Who's your favorite spend up with the projected low ownership to pair with, say, a Westbrook and Paul if money doesn't matter? Favorite spend up with projected low ownership. So right now, looking at the pay up options, Giannis is projected for 32% ownership. Embiid is projected for 10. KD is projected for 16. Trey is projected for 8. And Kyrie's projected for 4. And then you have like Harden at 17, Garland at 6. I mean, Giannis is my favorite pay-up option, but he's also projected for the most ownership. So my next favorite pay-up option is probably Embiid. And right now Embiid's projected ownership is only, like I said, 10%. So I think if you're looking for kind of a lower owned pay-up option, probably Embiid's your best bet. But Embiid, Trey, those guys are both projected low owned. I think both have a lot of upside. I know there isn't much there, but 4,500 and below. Well, you do have Gabriel. You do have THT, who we've been talking about. You could play Royce O'Neal. You could play Brook Lopez. I would think I'd probably be going like Gabriel or THT. Keep an eye on the Lakers starting lineup. If THT starts, I would play him over Gabriel. But yeah, probably one of those two guys. Ford for 4,600, probably the same thing, Gabriel or THT. If THT starts, he's my preferred one. How do you feel about Moses Brown? I think Moses Brown's a fine value. He should play 22, 24 minutes. He's a good point per minute player. I don't think he's going to play like huge minutes, but he'll play enough to be able to pay off his salary. I wasn't super high on Moses Brown yesterday, but I think today's slate with minimal value and with less games, Moses Brown looks more appealing. So I'm fine there. Love or Gallinari? I would take Love. Chinese or Mexican food? I'm eating Chinese right now. Definitely give me some Mexican food, man. Love Mexican food. Tacos, quesadillas, burritos. Oh yeah, I'm all in. Never been a fan of Chinese food. Like I'll eat some fried rice, I'll eat some sesame chicken, some sweet and sour chicken, but like never been a fan of like the noodles, the soups. Like Chinese food's not my favorite, I'll be honest. Love Mexican food though. Mexican food is so good. Corey Joseph is questionable. Would Killian Hayes be a good value? I think if Corey Joseph sits, that does give Killian Hayes a little bump. I think Killian Hayes would be in play regardless, but obviously his minutes would be more secure without Corey Joseph, and there'd probably be a higher minute ceiling as well. But Killian Hayes has been good lately. He's a guy that I normally don't roster because he's never been a great point per minute player. But lately he's been able to produce in the minutes he's gotten. So I think Killian Hayes is definitely in play. Ford at 5,100. Let's see here. I'd probably say like Carmelo you got. You have Gabriel and THT, but Carmelo might be the guy to take there since you have the salary to get him. Okay, we did just get word that Moses Brown is starting, so that's as expected. Corey Joseph is available to play, so small bump down for Killian Hayes, but not, Killian Hayes still viable. Just I think that's a small bump down. Zach LaVine's available to play. Sixers starting who we thought they would, so yeah, not much news to keep an eye on except for in the late game. Definitely keep an eye on the Lakers starting lineup because I think, there could be some changes. The starting lineup they ran last game did not work, so they might change up things. Maybe THT starts over Reeves. Maybe winning Gabriel starts at center. Like that'll be something to keep an eye on. I think the Lakers could provide some value tonight. And like I said earlier, I really like loading up on that game and just kind of hoping it stays close because I think there's a lot of value from the Lakers today. If the game does stay close, I think you could get some good games from Westbrook, Monk, Melo, Gabriel, THT. Like it's kind of the way I'm approaching this slate, guys. But I appreciate you tuning into the stream. Appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't know how many games we have on Friday, but I'm sure it's a decent size slate. I'll see you guys an hour before lock. Appreciate you tuning here. Best of luck tonight. Hope we can all win some money and see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, fellas.